senior at Poland. That was his first year as a
Wow.
coach, so he actually coached me. So we're kind of at different ends of it, but
Crazy.
Mark's great to have on our staff. He was a great addition for us, and he does a lot of positive things. He brings a lot of energy. I've been blessed to have good assistant coaches throughout my staff. You know what I mean? Right now, our staff has been together for probably a good 9-10 years now at Springfield, and I
Mark's
think
in his
that definitely
second
ends
year.
up paying. Yeah, Mark has been in the second year of it, but that definitely pays off when you have that bond with your coaches and you know what to expect. And I've been very fortunate as a head coach to be able to keep people on staff, be able to keep them in the school system.
Who's the play callers on your team?
Well, right now, I ended up giving up the offense when Mark ended up coming, and I have Adam Slopek who runs the defense, who does a tremendous job. Week after week, and then our other guys we have Bill Miller, Ron Stallsmith, Joe Antonucci, Austin Severco, and Nick Hargate with my staff. We kind of divide up. I do special teams, and I let those guys go.
Did a plays come out of your mouth though at the end? Your quarterback
No, that's
or signals or whatever? Is that your final call, or did they?
Well,
are you not in it at all?
Me and Mark talk about it. I kind of end up staying there, but I think for myself, when I was at Girard, Bud McSully was the head coach, and one lesson
Great
that
guy.
I always learned was you have to let your coaches coach. We talk and we discuss different things, and I think one thing again about my staff is good. No one has an ego. There's times where last week, on the offensive staff, there's on the headphones, it's me, Coach Stallsmith, and Coach Brungard. And I think I called a play, Coach Stallsmith called a play, and Coach Brungard, calls the majority of it, but he takes input and we suggest, but I think as a head coach, you have to let those guys go once they end up getting a feel for it. And feel good about what they're doing. I try not to end up doing that, but obviously, you know what I mean. You suggest or you say stuff, but I try to let those coordinators go and end up making decisions, just so hopefully they can end up getting into a flow.
Would you coach under McSorley, just real quick?
I did wideouts, and I was outside linebackers, the secondary. I think that was a long time ago for Bud and with Nick
You've been to
being
Springfield for how long?
there. This is my 11th season as the head coach.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, time flies. So how is it for you? How do you is it easy for you now?
Well, our school system is great. I love being at Springfield. Our administration is
And you're
great.
a Poland guy, so
Yeah. I graduated from there, but being in Springfield in a smaller school, I love the atmosphere. I couldn't say enough about our administration, our community, our parents are good. We have a great following. When you come to a Springfield game, people know our fans come out and support our kids. And I've been really fortunate to be able to be there this long and to be able to help, in building the program, and I'm trying to establish that. But I feel fortunate again. I've been blessed because of our administration. I've always had, 3 or 4 guys on staff in the school building, and that doesn't happen very much. So I couldn't say enough about the school system and about where I'm at right now.
Now, you talk about your 2 kids you have here tonight, but Brandon Brungard's one of them. What's the working relationship like with him and his dad? Is it good?
Well, that's something that we talked about. I've talked about that with Mark and with Brandon before even Mark came, because I definitely think there has to be some sort of a line. Whether you got to be a dad sometimes,
Yeah.
and you got to be a coach sometimes, and I think they've handled that very well. I definitely think when they go home, there's probably some discussion or maybe some extra coaching going on, but
Film work, maybe.
I do think that they try to keep that at practice and at the school, so when they do go home, they don't keep going back to it. And I think really they've done a good job. But we talked about it before he ended up coming aboard, and they both wanted it. I think it's a positive for us to be able to have them in that working relationship and being positive. And obviously, Brandon has ended up benefiting from it because he's played fantastic. He's played well. As a 2-year starter, now as a junior.
He's one of the top junior quarterbacks that we've talked about a lot in the media anyway. How good is Brandon Brungard?
Well,
anything like his dad?
I know he's a lot faster. We always
Okay.
make fun of Mark right now because Mark was
had a couple chugs against Marshall down in
you
the
said
day.
chugs though. That was it. He was kind of a truck back in the day, and I think Brandon has some speed. So I think they're a lot similar. He definitely has a great arm. He helps our offense. He's kind of a coach on the field, and makes sure everybody's in the right spot. He checks some plays and does some things for us where he knows. But you can tell he's had dad around him for a long time, and he knows football. So it's paid off for us. But I think with the relationship that they have, and it's been a good situation.
And who else did you bring with you tonight?
Anthony Stouffer right now, he's been a 3-year letter winner for us, 3 years. He's plays guard and one of our ends on defense. He's a kid that it's kind of actually a goofball. When you see him around, he's always joking around. He's a jokester, but he plays hard.
Playmaker on both sides for you? Does he make?
Yeah, he's definitely good. And I think really with our defense, we run a 3-4. So those guys up front don't get a lot of credit because our linebackers make a lot of play. Those guys are eating up blocks and kind of doing the dirty work. But he's definitely a hard worker. Anthony has done a great job in the weight room in the offseason. He's always been a guy that really doesn't miss, and he was one of our strongest kids, and he's pushing kids. So he's come a long way from being, you know what I mean, a young kid to being one of our strongest kids on the team. He pushes people and stepping up kind of in that leadership role.
Now, Brungard's a junior. Any focus on that class? Is that anybody in particular, or is there any group that you like?
Well, I think when Springfield's good, we do have a couple classes that are lined up. You know what I mean? With last year, we went to the second round of the playoffs. We did have a good senior class with some juniors and sophomores that ended up helping us go. And I think that was kind of our success from it, is because we have a couple good classes. So right now we have some good quality kids in the senior class. We have some good quality kids in the junior class, and that's why I think we're actually having a shot.
I was kind of asking because do you monitor like 7th, 8th grade all the way up from your? Do you have any control over what they do or the system that you're in? Or?
We do. My guys in the junior high do a great job still installing our system. We're still going to run power down there.
Before they get to Springfield, they know what's going on.
Yeah, we're going to run power. We're going to try to
little
run
Dave
football.
In there at all?
There's a lot of Dave actually. So that's something that we kind of hang our hats on.
Yeah,
but that's
a never-ending trestle tree.
Yeah, it's coming from Trussell. So whether it was when I was when I was calling the O, we ran Dave too, and that's something that's going to be a staple in our program when it's 3rd and 1, and we're going to end up lining up, and we're going to probably end up running it. So that's something that it's kind of, even with Mark, I kind of got into a little bit more zone the past couple of years with zone with Dave. You know, usually people say zone blocking. So it was something. So I kind of Mark was a power Dave guy. He's gotten into the zone a little bit. Where I kind of got it. So he does a great job.
Yeah, we had Ryan Williams on a couple weeks ago, and Dave.
That's it. It's a staple.
He's grounding and pounding over there.
And it's good. But
are you surprised about Poland this year? Are you a fan at all? I mean,
well, you try to
separate it all. Can you separate it all?
Yeah, but you try to watch and end up staying. I mean, schools.
They're still your school, right?
Yeah, they're
buddies, high school buddies. I mean, they're all you guys.
Yeah, we still end up talking. I still talk to a couple guys that are still coaching. When I played, Jason Ziegler is a coach now. I think he's up in the Ashland area. Rocco Dobrin's at Conneaut, guys that I played with. So those guys, you know what I mean, do a great job everywhere. But you watch and you end up seeing what everybody's kind of doing.
You're a proud Poland graduate, I guess.
Yes.
Okay.
But when you end up, you know what I mean, going here, I'm focused on the Tigers right now. There's not too much where if we end up doing, I still try to catch YSU a little bit if there's a game. So I try to end up supporting them.
What's your and Mark's relationship like? Is it hard coaching your former head coach? Is anything feel different about it? I know you have a working relationship, obviously, but does it feel?
No, I don't. I think it's great, and I don't think, like I said,
Mark, that just proves you don't have egos on your team.
Yeah, I don't think there's any egos, but there's times where if I say, hey, I want to cut that or look at this, and I mean he does a good job looking at them, and hey, you try to work on that through Monday through Thursday, and if it's not working, you know what I mean. Hopefully somebody can come up with a good play to you know what I mean, end up calling. So it's really worked well, you know what I mean, for the past 2 years, and hopefully he's going to end up staying for a long time because, you know, I mean, he's a good person, he's a good coach, and he brings a lot to the program.
So these are do or die games. One for your league to have a chance to win your league, right? Because you need help though with that, right?
Well, for our league right now, that ends up coming down to what Western Reserve and McDonald right now. McDonald doesn't have a loss, and obviously what Western Reserve has a loss. So if they beat them, then we'll have a 3-way tie, I guess, if everything holds up or we keep winning.
You would need McDonald to lose to Western Reserve, right? To help you out.
To be a 3-way tie. So
where's that game at? You know?
I think it's at McDonald. I mean, that's a tough place to play. We never. I don't know what's about that place, but we always struggle into playing there. But again, in that stadium, and it's kind of low, and the lights are low. But Dan does a good job with the program. I actually student taught when I was teaching. I student taught at McDonald, and I was with Dan. So I mean, you know about the place, but I don't know why we struggle into playing there a little bit.
Do you take this as a challenge here the rest of the 3 weeks here to
Oh, this
get
is
yourself in
definitely
position?
something, and that's something we talked about our kids.
And you need help for the playoffs too.
Yeah, we do need some help, and there's I don't know. You look off the internet and try to find out who has to win or who has to lose. But right now, we just got to focus on what we end up doing. If we do get fortunate enough to be able to make it to the playoffs, we just got to make sure we're still getting better. You know what I mean? From week 8 to week 10, because we can't stop. You know, if you
Are
slow
you getting
down
better?
or take a
Are you getting
I think we are.
measurably better?
You know what I mean? For us to be able to come out and do what we did to Western Reserve, you mean Coach Hake has a good program out there. His kids play hard.
They're
Our
Division
kids
6, right?
Yes, they're in Division 6. I think right now that they're 6. Columbiana, who we beat, I think right now is 8. So two teams that we've beaten are in the top 8. But
That helps you a little bit.
yeah, so we just got to make sure we keep working and we keep, you know what I mean, grinding away at practice, and that's something we're going to focus on. And we just got to be able to make sure we can't take a week off, because if we do get into week 11, we got to make sure that we're keep climbing and we keep getting better if we want a chance at winning another playoff game.
Talk about your a little bit about your career. You're a Poland grad. What happened to you after that?
Right now, or back in the day, I graduated in '97 from Poland.
So you weren't on the '99 team then?
No, I was not. I was at Youngstown at that
Okay.
point. Then I went to Youngstown. I got redshirted that year. They won a national championship. So I really practiced a lot, but obviously you didn't go to the games or you didn't end up playing. But then after that,
Was that the '91 team then?
no, I went. That was '97.
Oh.
My first year at Youngstown was '97.
Oh.
I graduated in 2002. I got redshirted, so I was on.
That's right.
I was on the '99 team.
Okay.
We ended up going to the national championship.
We
ended up
91, 93,
losing.
94, 97.
Yeah, so
Something like
'97 I was redshirted. '99 we lost to Georgia Southern into it. So I was very fortunate enough to be able to go play there. I wanted to play there and be a local kid. You know what I mean? And I'm going there and playing.
Did you know coaching was in your future then?
That's, I mean, I went into education because of that. Right now, you know what I mean, you see all these colleges coaching and they're making a bunch of money, but stability-wise, those guys move around and do that. I didn't want to do that. In college, I met my wife and I actually got married shortly after I graduated, so we started a family.
From YSU?
Yeah, from YSU, so I didn't want to end up having that we were moving around. So fortunately enough, I found a job locally, and you know, I mean, I've been happy ever since.
So 20 years from now, you might still be the head coach of Springfield Local?
I definitely think I'm. I don't know if they don't fire me.
You're a young
I guess.
guy, though, still, right?
I'm 39
You're
right now,
are you?
so
Right, geez.
39. So I'm
I-
getting up.
I remember
there.
you guys in high school still. Sort
But
of.
I don't see myself. You know, I mean, going anywhere. Like I said, between our administration and it's a place where I could definitely see myself staying there. And I don't know if I would want to go anywhere. My son right now just ended up. I live in Boardman, but he just ended up coming to Springfield. I mean, as a 6th grader, so there's some things where I'm hoping. Plant some roots and end
He
up
can do that
staying
because
there
you're
for a while.
teaching there?
Yes, because I'm teaching. We do not have open enrollment, but because I'm teaching there, our kids are allowed to come there to teach. So we'll see what happens, and we just gotta make sure we keep plugging away, and you never know.
Would you guys ever play Poland, or would they ever play you?
Oh, I think
Do you
Poland
talk
right
about
now is just. I just think number-wise,
too big
I mean,
for
yeah,
you?
they got 250 kids, and we're. I don't. Hopefully our school isn't getting smaller. We got 120. Our enrollment's on
But even
124.
Poland's complaining about enrollment. Am I wrong?
Well, I couldn't even tell you their numbers. I definitely think they're in the upper twos.
Because they're not open enrollment either. So
No,
that's
I think the only not open enrollment schools are Springfield, Poland, Canfield, and Boardman in this area that do not have open enrollment. Camel is too, I think, with that. But with those, I kind of like our Springfield kids are tough, hard-nosed kids. I think we have somewhat of an advantage making sure the kids, really aren't coming in, but that's something that our kids, grow up. They grow up wanting to be a Tiger, so it's something that by far
Sure.
that our kids
You got that
have some
community
pride into
atmosphere.
it.
That's
They have
what's
some
kinda
pride,
neat.
and they're ready to go.
Now, with your kid now, he's a Springfield local kid now, really.
Right now,
Even though he's
I
Boardman.
think that's we live in Boardman, but I think that's something where my son has never gone to a Boardman game. He's always been, Springfield games on Friday night, and he just kind of grew
There
up.
you go.
It was kind of like
Yeah.
we had the situation where it came up, and he was like, 6th grade sounded like a good time, and he wanted to come, so we ended up between me and my wife, we had some conversations, and we ended up letting, what I mean.
So you drive to school together? And go to practice?
We do. We're spending a lot more time together now, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad
Is he
thing.
a ball boy or anything like that
He
stuff?
is. He's a ball boy right now, and
That's precious
with,
times for you. Huh?
Yeah, with Coach Miller, his son is in 6th grade too that I have on my staff, and they play some, I mean, do some things together, but they end up becoming pretty good friends. But by far, it's something that we that my son doesn't know any different, and we end up he's done some basketball things at Boardman and stuff, but I'm not saying he didn't fit in or anything, but he's kind of just.
Well, I know he's good friends with one of our mutual friends, the Markovich family, Jeff Markovich.
He's a Boardman guy, and that's something we.
Is he in the same grade with little Jeffrey?
Yes, he is in the same grade. Those two have played basketball together for the past 3 years, doing 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. And I know my son ends up, missing the kids that he made, or he were good friends with in Boardman, but it was just he wanted to make the move, and that's where he's at. He's made the adjustment well. And
so Dad didn't have to recruit him at all, huh?
No, I don't. That's something I really didn't end up doing. It's like, again, he was just when you grow up being around it so much, and during doubles he comes a lot and he helps out. And we've had some funny moments. I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, and you're amazed about what kids think or they pick up on PlayStation or this and that. So somebody ended up running past me and they completed it. And Joe Antonucci, one of my assistant coaches, heard my son go, "Well, all they're doing is running verticals." Well, I don't know how a 12-year-old knows what verticals are, whether it's PlayStation or he's just around the game a little bit. But
or Dad,
I think that's something that he's ended up picking up.
Heard it once or twice,
and he likes it. So
does he have a football future?
He's playing flag right now. Right now he's in 6th grade. He'll end up going out for probably 7th grade football, and that was something that my dad kind of ended up keeping me away from it. And with kids in sports now these days, I'm kind of opposite, because between baseball and my son doesn't play baseball. He ended up giving that 2 years ago, but between baseball and intramurals and football and flag, those young kids can end up getting beat up, and that's one thing that they could play 200 baseball games, then they're playing 70 basketball games. So I kind of like it. I try to end up watching how much he plays, because kids need to have time to be kids. Is a philosophy at least I have. Those kids got to go outside and go play and end up doing stuff. But it seems like now the days of going out and playing sports in the backyard are doing that kind of done. And now they're going to practice, or they're going to work out, or they're doing that. So I try to keep that in kind of a separate category for him, and try to let him go out and try to have some fun now, because obviously it's going to come, sooner than later, and he's going to be going to practice.
And your wife's supportive?
Yeah, my wife is great. She is a great person to put up with not being home in the fall, and she's very supportive, and I couldn't be a luckier person to have her in my life, and she's awesome. She's great.
Well, finally, before I let you go, I could say Mineral Ridge is a victory for you. Do you feel the same way?
Well, I think if our kids come out and we play with the same intensity, that we ended up doing last Friday, and I thought, today we had another good practice, and we're trying to kick it up a notch. We're doing a little bit more live stuff. We're starting to do a live session on Tuesdays. Now it's not long. It's maybe, I think it's 12 total.
Have the rules changed a whole lot since we were playing?
Yeah, you definitely got to try to watch it, but we really never did a ton of live stuff because of injuries. You end up getting somebody dinged up for us. Right now our numbers are good. We have 54 players right now on our team, 9 through 12. And we have a big freshman class that I think is going to be good. So if those guys stick together and we keep playing, but that's ideally for us number-wise. That's great numbers for us.
Is that the secret of small school? Coach them up when they're 7th, 8th, 9th grade?
Well,
so I think they're ready when they're
our junior
more
high
than ready when
program
they
does
get
a
there.
good job. But a couple years ago, or it might have been, I say a couple now, probably about 6 or 7 years ago, our freshmen used to practice separately from us, and we have brought them with us now. We have 3 freshmen right now that have seen playing time on a varsity level that are competing or end up subbing in. But to have those guys there and end up getting the individual time that we do. And then when we do our team stuff, we break off and we have our varsity guys practice, and then our JV and our freshmen end up going against each other. I think it helps them out too, because body-wise, for freshmen, good numbers for us would be 18, 20, and you can't practice against each other. So to have that benefit of having our whole team there and do some stuff, and we let those freshmen go a little bit early off of our practice when they're not there, but to have an extra year with them with individual work and knowing our scheme and knowing the terminology, I definitely end up thinking it benefits our kids in the long run.
So 7-3, can that get you in?
I'm praying. That's something that, like I said, it's really we don't have control of it. We just got to make sure we come out this Friday and play, and the next, two weeks after that. So we're going to focus on that, and hopefully we're going to have a chance, and we're going to be a Western Reserve fan and a Columbiana fan. Hopefully,
Yeah.
They can go out and win some games and wind up seeing what happens from there.
And just more momentum from that victory over Western Reserve for you.
Yeah, this will be something that our kids have some confidence now. But for our kids, it's the consistency part about it. We got to make sure that we're doing the little things right. And I think our kids have some, after that McDonald loss, you could see they got a little bit of fire in their eye, and we've definitely done a great job the past 2 weeks of just coming out and practicing with more intensity, just being a little bit more focused. And they definitely have handled that, in a good way.
Well, good luck to you the rest of the season. Good luck for your playoff run that you're facing. Hopefully, guys will find the right place for you, getting in the playoffs and maybe making a little run. Who knows?
Who knows?
2 rounds last year, right?
Yeah, we went to the second round. We had our first home playoff game last year, and I think it was in probably 16, 17 years. I think in 2000 was the last time we had a home playoff game in Springfield. So it was exciting for our community to end up having, and they ended up coming, in full force. It was a great experience for our kids, and to be able to get the underclassmen involved in that, it was just a good experience overall. So we just got to make sure we strive to, and doing that year after year.
Well, thanks for stopping in. I know it's busy, probably busy time with all your work you got to do with your kids.
It's always fun to do stuff like this, Gary. I appreciate you having me and my kids.
Appreciate you coming here as well, and good luck the rest of your season. Hopefully, we'll see you in week 11 doing some good things.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Sean Guerrero, head coach of the Springfield local Tigers. They're making a playoff run this week, starting with Mineral Ridge, and see if they can end up in week 11. We'll find out shortly. Thanks a lot for coming to the show. We'll be back with more Yards After Contact with a couple of his top players that he's brought with us. And this is Yards After Contact from Kelly's Bar in Mahoning Avenue in Youngstown, Ohio.
Football season is in full swing in the Mahoning Valley, so come on down to Kelly's Bar at 1597 Mahoning Avenue in Youngstown, your best spot to catch all the gridiron action. On Tuesdays, 40-cent regular boneless wings. Make Kelly's your Friday night stop after all the high school games. On Saturday, Kelly's Smoker Saturdays, chicken, beef, and ribs, plus some great college football. On Sundays, it's your NFL Sunday Ticket. 10 large flat screen TVs to enjoy your favorite NFL team. And don't forget, the best high school football webcast around, Yards After Contact with Gary Houster and Ryan Kelly, every Tuesday at 7. Kelly's Bar, 1597 Mahoning Avenue in Youngstown. Come for the food, stay for the fun.
And welcome back to Yards After Contact from Kelly's Bar in Mahoning Avenue in Youngstown, Ohio. And with me now are two of Springfield locals' finest here. Guys, introduce yourself for our audience.
I'm Brandon Brungard, Jr.
Quarterback.
Anthony Stouffer, O-line, D-line.
Brungard, boy, that's a familiar name, huh?
Yeah.
How's it playing for your dad? In a sense, obviously.
It's pretty cool, having him as my mentor to, teach me everything he's learned from Coach Tressel and from everybody, and playing at YSU. So I think it's pretty cool to play for him.
What do you know about his career?
I guess I know everything since I guess he's my dad. So he, he shows his rings and stuff and tells me about all the games he plays.
Now Springfield, I think he threw for over 6,000 yards or something, right? Correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Where are you at along that line?
I'm not.
Are you
not
challenging?
Quite sure.
Are you going to get challenged by the end of your career?
I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't.
Yeah. How is it? How is it to be the quarterback at Springfield?
It's pretty cool. I think it's a pretty cool role to play in a
Your second
school.
year as a starter?
Yes.
How have you improved, do you think, from a year ago even?
I think I've improved a lot as in, quality of a leader, on the team. And getting a little bit bigger and run the ball a bit more. I have more confidence in my throws and things of that sort.
How's the field look to you?
Definitely looks smaller now that I'm older and I've had a year under my belt. Slower, yeah, it's slowed down a lot for me. So.
Is it a challenge each week? How do you approach what you do?
Well, I always like.
What is your objective as a quarterback when you get ready for the next team, which is Mineral Ridge this week? Yes.
Yeah. I like to try to, be like as some people say, like a coach on the field. Try to manage the game and not be like the whole star of the show, but manage and put everybody where they're supposed to be and make sure they're doing the right stuff. And just be a good leader on the field. So.
Now, does football stop when practice ends, or do we take it home and watch film?
Sometimes we take it home and watch film. I try to watch film on my own, but he's always there looking over my shoulder, help me out. So,
how helpful is he for your progress?
he's very helpful. He helps me all the time with stuff, and I guess he, as I said, he's like that guy. He's always looking over my shoulder, and help me, I guess, whenever I need him. So.
How is it to run in Sean Guerrero's offense? Is it a good offense for you?
Yeah, it's a pretty good offense.
Tell us what's good about who you got and who you like and who you look to as who's your guy to go to. You have a go-to guy?
Yeah, I do have a go-to guy. It's probably Brandon Walters. He's my favorite receiver to throw to.
What year?
He's a really good receiver. He's a senior this year. Senior this year, number 3. So he catch any ball I throw up to him. He's really good. Yeah,
and your running game's pretty good too.
Yeah, Luke Snyder too. He's a really good running back. He can catch a lot out of the backfield too. Just throw it to him and let him go. So.
What was the secret to pounding Western Reserve? Which
I guess
the victory wasn't a shock, but geez, you guys beat them pretty good, huh?
Yeah, I guess it lies all on our O-line and D-line.
Yeah.
They really controlled the field and controlled the line of scrimmage. So
were you surprised, to be honest? Such a big.
I wasn't surprised that we won, but I was surprised that we won by that big.
Was it easy? Was it easier than you thought?
I mean,
as a quarterback for that game?
They were a good team, but I definitely think it was easier than we were.
How was Capabianca?
He was good.
Good?
He was good.
Defensively, he was good?
Defensively, he was scared to get hit by him, I guess.
How's it like to have him as
It's good. Someone we can trust back there with the ball. He makes right choices. He's a smart guy.
What's your relationship? You guys friends? You've been friends?
Yeah.
Yeah? Is it easy communication, everything good with you?
Yeah.
What do you like better, offense, defense? Give us a little background for yourself.
I like defense.
How long have you been playing? Give us
I played since I was a little kid.
Okay. Varsity?
Varsity, I'm 3-year letterman.
3-year letterman? 2-year starter?
2-year starter, yeah.
On both sides of the ball?
Yeah.
What do you like better?
I like defense.
Defense? How come?
It's dirty. I like playing hard.
Yeah.
And,
How's your season from your perspective? Is it
It's going good. I mean, we
started slow,
but we're getting better. Team's getting better.
Can you recover in time? Do you talk playoffs or no? Or just
we do
Mineral
talk
Ridge?
playoffs.
We do a little bit.
Is it you got time? You think you got enough?
Yeah.
Enough
I think we
opportunity.
do.
You need some help, probably.
Yeah, a little bit of help.
You got to win out. Can you win out? Can you win out?
We can definitely win.
Who's next? Mineral Ridge.
Mineral Ridge.
and then
Lowville.
Lowville.
And
It's
then,
a win.
Waterloo.
When they're that's what the question is. Will they help you get in? That's the question, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Now, what do you know being a quarterback? There's a couple good junior quarterbacks in this area. Do you know a few of them?
I do. I've been friends with Cole Costco for a while.
Okay,
and
Poland.
I know Michael Horo.
Okay.
I haven't really been friends with him for a while, but I know of him. And
Mark Wade.
Mark Wade. Mm-hmm.
You know Mark?
A little bit.
Good kid.
Yeah.
And he's having a real prolific season.
Yeah.
Do you kind of look at stats at all?
Once in a while. I don't like to keep stats. Judge my performance by I guess comparing them. Yeah, I like to judge it by victories.
Get the victories. Did you perceive yourself to be a quarterback all along when you're little? Even what was it? Were you a Poland kind of a fan? Can you say that or not?
I guess I was a Poland fan.
Because your
when
dad.
my dad was coaching.
Were you a ball boy there or anything?
I was a ball boy.
For
yeah.
Poland?
Poland ball boy. Yeah.
And what was that like? Was it cool?
It was pretty cool.
Did you tag along in practices and everything with your dad?
Yeah. It was pretty fun to go to the practices and
Did you learn when you were little then?
Oh yeah, living with him, I had to learn everything.
Who did you look up to on the Poland teams of old? Anybody that kind of?
I liked. He wasn't a quarterback, but one of my good friends, Darius Patton, he played for my dad a couple years ago, and then
he lost his life.
Yeah.
Good player though.
Yeah, he was a very good player.
Yeah. Oh, man, that'd be a tough time at that time.
Yeah, we were good friends.
Do you know much about the glory days of YSU?
A little bit, not. I know a little bit about it.
And of course, Mark's always going to be one of those guys, what he did for the program and everything. So what's your guys' attitude now? I mean, how do you feel about the rest of your season? What do you think?
I'm waiting to get into the playoffs. Like, hopefully we can get in there, and then we got to count on Western Reserve beating McDonald to share the title, which would be great for us. Those are
So there are league titles on the line.
Yeah.
Sometimes we kind of forget about that.
Yeah.
At least in the media, we do. I mean, I'm sure it's more important to you guys.
Yeah.
Have you won a league championship in a while?
We won last year.
Last year?
What was it? 2 or 3 years ago, we had a share with South Range.
Yeah.
Okay. So is it fun? You guys having a good time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How important is it this year? You got another year, but playoffs, it's do or die for you. Yeah.
It's my last year. This is like what I want to do. So it was a goal for us, our team, at the beginning of the year, and we want to try to meet our goals.
And how do you feel about it as well? You got
I
next
think-
year, if, you know.
Yeah, I love these guys, the seniors on our team. So I really want to try to help them, help their goals get met. So I really try my hardest, and I guess I know they're trying their hardest. So I really want to try to get to the playoffs with them and have a good run.
How's it to play for Guerrero?
It's pretty fun.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah. Is he help offensively with you?
Yeah,
Is he a
yeah.
quarterback? What does he coach? Does he coach
He's
anything?
a tight ends coach,
Okay.
but before my dad came over, me and Graham Mincher, he'd coach us up all the time. So, yeah, he knows his stuff. So.
Did you play all throughout the Springfield system when you were little?
Yeah, I played from.
You play with these guys?
Yeah, I played
Your
with him.
teammates, pretty much. Did you guys talk about championships? You're running out of years. So he's
Yeah,
a
as
senior,
little
you're a
kids.
junior.
Yeah.
Have you dreamed about that when you guys were little, or
Yeah.
yeah? How's it like? Did you guys get good crowd support at your games? Was it was it
Yeah.
home West Reserve, right?
Yeah,
Is that a nice atmosphere?
it
Yeah,
was
it
a
was.
good atmosphere.
Yeah. New stadium or no? Little changes? Anything new down there? I haven't been there in a couple years.
Not
maybe.
really.
No. Okay. But well, you guys got a opportunity ahead of you. You got to seize it. That's
Yeah.
probably your most important objective. Other than
Yeah.
the league title. But well, thanks for coming to the show, you guys. I know you guys working hard. We're
Yeah.
probably getting ready for your next game and
Yeah.
coming down here, and you're probably coming right from practice. We appreciate you coming to the show, and thanks. Oh, there's Ron Tessa coming. Thanks for coming down, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
guys. We'll be back with more Yards After Contact from Kelly's Bar on Mahoney Avenue in Youngstown, Ohio.
Rulli Brothers, the largest Italian specialty store between Pittsburgh and Cleveland. From ground beef to seafood, you can find just what you're looking for at our meat department, or visit our deli, where you can find a wide selection of domestic and imported cheese to add just the right touch to any dish. Rulli Brothers, 8025 South Avenue in Boardman, Ohio, or 4331 Kirk Road in Austintown. Truly, you can depend on Rulli.
And welcome back to Kelly's Bar. This is Yards After Contact. My next guest here is, you know him a little bit, I guess, from
1390.
1390. It escaped me for a
Yeah,
minute. there.
you're only on the show once a week. Come on, Gary. Seriously?
The sports animal, anyway, right?
Yeah.
Ron
yeah.
Potesta.
Yeah, what's the name of the show again? Yards After.
Yards After
yeah.
Contact, okay? Gotcha. Okay. And you can see why he has a face for radio there.
Oh,
obviously.
boy, man.
Self-proclaimed as well.
Woo. Halloween's coming. People ask, what kind of mask you wearing? I'm saying, what kind of mask am I wearing? Shit, I'm wearing this mask here 65 days a year. This is my mask.
Oh, jeez. Let's start with your Penguins. You got your wine, your shirt.
Yeah.
Are you disappointed or what?
No, I mean, look, at the end of the day, I mean, this conference is a beast, Gare.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to be the third straight
But you got to
week.
win.
Yeah, but this is the third straight week they're playing a top 10 team. I mean, that's tall order. That's a tall order. So
Is it winnable in your eyes?
Oh God, yeah. All these games are winnable. I mean, look, they weren't prepared to play Saturday.
Why?
And Coach Pelini even said that. It just they had a bad week of practice and it happens.
Really?
So it's it is what it is. They couldn't stop South Dakota. Let me put it to you this way: if and when South Dakota State, and YSU get into the playoffs, as much as we dominated South Dakota State, I want no part of them in the playoffs. Give me South Dakota, because I think Youngstown State could play in a playoff format. I think they would beat South Dakota before they beat South Dakota State.
So, taking this next week now, if we lose to North Dakota State, is it win out after that?
You'd pretty much have to win out really to be assured of one. Although I think 7-4 will probably get them a playoff spot, but it would be a really, really low seed.
So
You
they
gotta
end up playing.
But you know what? Protect the house. Let's just get the win, and let's go the rest of the way and finish 9-2.
What's the weather looking like ahead of time? Do you know that?
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous day?
Well, I mean, what is it? Tuesday?
Yeah.
I mean, let me know on Friday. Then they seem to be a little more accurate a day out than
But why
4
does it
days
have to be
out.
at 7 o'clock, Ronnie? Why? I know there's nothing that they can do.
I mean,
They're losing half an audience.
that's how they're.
I'll
doing
be
the game.
tailgating. I'm going home to watch the Buckeyes. I'm sorry to say. And
I
I'm
mean-
sure I'm not the only one.
Well,
I'm just saying.
I understand.
I'd love to see that game. I wish it was a 1 o'clock game. beautiful blue skies.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I wish it was different.
I get it, but they
understand.
wanted to play a game at 7 o'clock.
understand.
Okay, that's great. I mean, I'll give them credit. They can't
I know.
dictate
Yeah, I
what Ohio State's
Exactly.
doing, and then
you
do the
wait
opposite.
till the week or two
Yeah,
before.
it's just you're not going to be able to do that.
But
So
it's just a
I mean,
shame
I can
because-
understand where they're coming from.
It's just a shame because I would love to see that game.
Well,
but,
you can DVR the
I
Ohio
could,
State
but
Nebraska game.
when I get a chance to watch a home Buckeye game with my buddies, because I don't get to do that much.
How
I mean,
come you're
away
not going-
game.
how come you're
I'm
not-
not going
oh,
to
yeah,
Nebraska.
okay, it's down in Nebraska,
That's what I
never
mean.
mind.
When I get a
Yeah.
chance to watch a game that's not at home that I don't go
Yeah.
to, I enjoy watching it with my buddies, and
Yeah.
it's just a routine, sort
Yeah.
of, kind of.
Well, that's why they invented a DVR.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's pretty safe to say they're going to go to Lincoln and pretty much take care of business.
Do you feel positive about Youngstown going forward? Is that loss
I think
anything negative
no,
for
no.
you?
I just think that if as long as they can win at home, we're good. We're good. Now the Bison's a good team. I mean, that's a really really good team, and it'll be a test. It'll be a big test for these guys Saturday. I think there's a shot that they can win, but they could also lose this game. Now the rest of the way, I think Youngstown State will be in good shape. I mean, they won't be crashing
Just
any
spaghetti.
plates
They
anytime
just spilled
soon.
your spaghetti back
Yeah,
there.
well, that's all right. I mean, I had spaghetti thrown at me when I was younger. It's all good.
Okay.
I've seen worse. Trust me.
Okay, before we talk about high school, I was listening to today. I needed a notebook when I was listening to your show today.
Uh oh.
First of all, the Indians, real quick. You proclaimed that Francona's a genius for
Yes.
4 games with Kluber.
Yes.
But the same token, if he's a genius, he left himself with nobody else to pitch but Trevor Bauer. Because if he knew on
No, he
Tuesday,
coulda had
no.
Salazar.
Well, Salazar's on a pitch count though. Really, basically, he
Yeah,
has
but-
been since he came back. So you're talking bullpen's gonna get damaged anyway with him if they started him.
Yeah.
If he knew, why would he pitch Clevenger and thing on Tuesday if he didn't know that he's going to come back with?
See-
and they make it a game time. There's nobody else to pitch.
But here's the thing.
If you use Clevenger and who else on Tuesday?
Clevenger and Tomlin he used on
Okay,
Tuesday.
so they're out.
On Sunday,
As you
on
said,
Friday.
they're out.
They used them on Friday in Game 2.
2 days
So
rest. They couldn't pitch
they,
either.
They weren't going to pitch
And he
on
knew that.
Monday.
You don't think he knew that?
Of course he knew that.
Okay, so he's left with nobody but Trevor Bauer.
And that's fine. Bauer on 3 days rest. I mean, see, here's the problem that I have.
No,
All these people that are sitting back and saying, "Well, 3 days rest is horrible." No, it's not.
but-
a lot of guys are pitching on 3 days rest in the
Understandable.
playoffs.
And a lot of those are the big aces of the staff
Well,
usually.
Bauer's
But typically,
kinda-
these pitchers grow up in a 4-man rotation anymore. That's just how it is.
No,
And
I get it.
Minor leagues, there's
I get it.
It's not something they do. Not that there's a rule against
No,
it, like
I
you
get
said.
it. I get it.
But he
okay.
left himself no choice if he's that brilliant. He was going with Trevor Bauer.
But here's,
come hell or high water.
But here's the thing. Game 4 and Game 5 are going hand in hand because
Sure.
and I don't know if he knew this or not.
He had
and
to.
I'd love
Just
to.
like you said, he planned
Well,
Kluber.
no,
Why wouldn't he plan how he's going to
Well,
use
I'm just
Bauer ahead of time?
I'm just saying from the point of Kluber. I don't know if deep down in his heart he knew this was going to be a 5-game series. If he did, I want to take him to Vegas because that's pretty
But he's
pretty
game
good
5
on
or
his.
game 1. That's good.
Yeah,
good
so
job.
he's going to sit back and say, okay,
next series.
I'm gonna go Kluber, maybe an extra day of rest.